Hello, welcome to the Contracting Guy. This is the Contracting Guy, and I'm on location at Fifth Third Field, the home of the Toledo Mud Hens. I received an email just recently from a veteran, and he asked the following question. He said, "Hey, Contracting Guy, my name is Ray, and I'm from Strongsville, Ohio, and I have a question." Well, Ray, what is it? Well, the question is, I've heard people talk about the FAR. What is the FAR, and do I really need to know it? Well, Ray from Strongsville, Ohio, I'll get back with you on that in just a moment. Well, Raymond from Strongsville, Ohio, you ask a great question. What do I need to know about the FAR? Well, frankly, you don't need to know anything because the FAR was written for the purchasing and contracting people of the federal government. These are the laws they have to abide by. Now, having said that, and somewhat an astonishment that you might have, is that, yeah, even though it's their rule book, you need to know what their rule book says to make sure that they're doing what they say they're supposed to be doing, because it's in your best interest. The Federal Acquisition Regulation is the codification of a variety of different laws that deal with federal procurement of the executive branch. So if you're looking at doing business with Congress, that don't count. Or if you're doing something with the federal courts, nah, that don't count. This is with the executive branch of the government. So first thing to know is who is it applied to? It applies to those doing business with the executive branch of the government. The second thing is about knowing it is, wouldn't it be nice to know the rules that somebody's supposed to follow so that if they don't follow them, you could say, well, hold it a second, time out, you're supposed to do this. Well, the Federal Acquisition Regulation allows you to be able to see what the government is supposed to do and then have them do it. Failure on their part oftentimes results in what's called a protest. So that it kind of goes in your favor, is that a fear of a protest. But for you, there are 52 thereabout parts of the FAR. If you're doing services, then you should focus on services like FAR Part 37, services, or FAR Part 12, commercial items, FAR Part 13, simplified acquisitions. These are the things that kind of capture that. So if you're feeling compelled that you have to know these things, you can go there and look at those parts of the FAR that apply to the work that you do. Now, the people at the PTAX can tell you, hey, here's what applies, and they can talk to you about this, or you can talk to me or any competent contracting professional. Because I certainly wouldn't talk about construction if that's not what you're in. If you're not doing construction, why talk to you about construction? The FAR covers a lot of topics, and some of those topics, in fact, probably most of those topics, don't apply to you at all. So it's important to know where you fit. So when you're doing your review of who you are, you want to be able to see, okay, I do services and I do them under $250,000. So I am FAR Part 13, simplified acquisitions, and I do FAR Part 12 because they're commercial items, and I do services, so it's FAR Part 37. So if I know those pieces, then you can certainly hone in what you do and how it applies. And that becomes a benefit to you if you know that. Now, there's certainly a few others that do apply if you're doing services. If you're doing construction, oftentimes it is a sealed bid. That's FAR Part 14. So there's I think it's FAR Part 42. I think it is. But there's a FAR part that deals with construction as well. So you look at those and you kind of tie in. The important thing is that you don't have to know everything, but it is good to know something. And if you know something, you are ahead of the game, because there's no reason why you should be ignorant about the regulations that the government have to follow when dealing with you. So if you know them, you're going to be able to respond better to them when time comes. So, Raymond from Strongsville, Ohio, I hope that provided you some insight as to the FAR and why you need to know it. This is the Contracting Guy. I'm out. Thank you for watching the Contracting Guy. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. We'd appreciate that. This is the Contracting Guy. I'm out.